Yo, what's good, guys? There's like a random bee just crawling next to me. I think he lost a stinger. Yep. I think he's passing. There. Bless him on his journey to heaven. So, I'm thinking that I have a name for our vlog. I mean, I feel like my vlog doesn't need a name, you know? But I think the moral of it is adultery. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's unadultery. Unadulterated. He's like right up on my butt. So, yeah. The name that I came up with, you know how you always got to sign the terms and conditions? You always got to sign it, right? So I was like, terms and conditions do not apply. Yeah. Or maybe that's the name of my channel. Well, it's just a vlog, you know. I'm not going to be doing from my brand, my main brand, which is Jehovah Sneaky. So, oh my gosh. I think that'll just be our vlog name, because I have DJ CJ, which is I, and I'm a producer, which is Emakai, and then I guess the club music I release under DJ CJ. All the rest of the music goes to Emakai, and then my brand goes with the podcast Jehovah Sneaky. And because I was originally gonna do my vlog under my brand, which is Jehovah Sneaky Designs, which is, it's like God who's funny, you know, God's comedy. But I think it's a little bit too, like, at least right now in my life, Jesus was very misunderstood, and I'm not like most Christians, you know. I don't believe in behavior modification. You don't have to modify your behavior for Jesus. You don't have to modify your behavior for me. And I don't have to modify my behavior for you or your Jesus, quote unquote. So, I think having, because the brand is going to be like, oh, gee, it's all about God, you know, Jesus, all this stuff. And so I've been kind of torn between, like, not like, it's crazy, man. When you're like starting a Christian brand, there's so much involved. Like, first off, if you don't really fully believe in God and you're starting a Christian thing, like, that to me doesn't sound right, you know? Because you're creating something that you really don't even fully believe in, first off. And almost everybody struggles with beliefs or doubts, you know, right? But I think it's like, I'm not going to do a Christian brand The big thing was I don't act Christian, whatever. Smoked weed before, got high after being a Christian, all this stuff, right? Cat's out of the bag. So it's like basically a Christian does certain things. Not really looks a certain way, but more like does or doesn't do certain things. So if me having this brand, Christian comedy brand, comedy, mind you, there's going to be a pressure, a judgment, a expectation on me, right? To do certain things and not do certain things, right? Don't cuss, don't blah, 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 right? I think most people don't really care, but I think for me personally, having the vlogs on there, it might show just like too much real. So it's like if people really want to find me, it's like they have to do some digging, they have to do some like searching. They're like, oh, I want to know who this guy is, and then they see my vlogs and they're like, oh my God, like this guy's not a Christian. I've been practicing that. But yeah, so I think that's why. I think so. It's not really to maintain the appearance of that it's a Christian brand, but I think to keep the brand like as like a Christian brand, because I do want to reach people. So I'm willing to lay down my life to a certain extent, change my behavior, modification, to a certain extent for the benefit of others, if it actually means something. If it doesn't really mean anything, then why do it, I mean, cussing, like, at the end of the day, like, bro, like, are you serious? If I said frick instead of the F word, like, does that really make a difference? Is that really that loving to you? Or I could sit there and listen to you, be patient while you're talking about things you're going through, like, that's love. But like saying a word like that, that has nothing to do with love for the most part. Anyways, you could say that's my opinion, but I like to think that it's love's opinion. Anyways, yeah, so I think that's why I'm gonna separate my vlogs to the Christian brand, because I'm gonna be misunderstood anyways. Like, I think Jesus was the most misunderstood person in all of freaking history for the most part. I mean, evidence says that he was actually here on Earth 2,000 years ago. All this stuff, right? If you look into it. But he also said some nuts things. I mean, when's the last time? I mean, he said we're gods. That's one that I've been thinking about recently. Just meditating on that. He said a lot of things, and the people that misunderstood him the most were, guess what? The most religious. And guess what has changed? Nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing has changed since then, honestly. It's just cycles, It's literally the same. It's the same old stuff, So yeah, behavior modification, terms and conditions do not apply. So I think that's going to be the name for this vlog. I don't know how to put it though, because that's pretty long, Terms and conditions do not apply. That's like a whole sentence. But I mean, do I care at the end of the day? Conditions do not apply. I like the full name of it. I don't think I care. Like, I don't, because it's like, who the frick cares? I'm not trying to get views. I want people to watch. I want you to watch. But I'm not trying to get views, man. Like, I want you to experience what I experience. I want to share my experience with you, the viewer. I want to share my experience with myself. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm also doing it for you, like, to find community, you know? I think that's just it, to be not afraid to express yourself. I mean, the one thing that I've always dealt with is fear. And so I think that's my biggest thing, is like getting free from fear, self-realizing. And the only way is love, I think. I think it's acceptance. It's believing the best. It's hoping all things, believing all things. I know I'm quoting the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13. But a lot of Christians do not look like that. Jesus literally said it himself. He's like, I didn't even come here to judge. Yeah, look it up. He also said, you judge. He said, we judge people, you know? The religious people judge. Judge not. When's the last time you met a Christian that didn't judge you inside and out? I'm talking about by their behavior. I'm talking about their emotional attitude towards you, you know? Like you felt you could share the worst thing on earth with them. When's the last time a Christian did that? Showed you that, right? That's what I'm thinking. And I guarantee you, most of y'all have an answer of 0 or 1 or 2. So yeah, terms and conditions do not apply. We're just chilling on this top of this parking garage. I'm on my little e-bike. It's called the Ranger. So I got an e-bike called the Ranger. And as you well know, I sold my Ranger. And so when I saw this ad for this bike, I was like, you know what? The legacy, she's got to reincarnate, you know? So she reincarnated as an e-bike. So she's pretty chill, you know? This is the Ranger in a different form, you know? So, do I believe in reincarnation? I don't know. You guys let me. What do you believe about reincarnation? I think I personally do not believe in the literal reincarnation that most people think about. Reincarnate. Reincarnate. In a metaphorical sense, right? What I think the gospel is a reincarnation of our divinity, our likeness of the image of God that was lost from the fall of man and redeemed in Christ, in Jesus' sacrifice and his resurrection. If you didn't know, people who aren't Christians, that you're actually one with Jesus, whether you believe it or not. That's union with God, basically. You're one with God. I can quote you some Bible verses, but I'll let the religious people bash it out, you know, or bash me. It doesn't matter. But God is love, and that is my, what do you call it? Advocate. That's my shtick. That's the thing I will argue over. That's the thing that I will try to persuade you of. That God is actually pure, unadulterated, unconditional love, down to the tiniest thing, you know? I'm getting a phone call. Hopefully, what the...